Hi, Dr. Orlando here with a video on energy flow and chemical reactions. Just want to talk about exergonic and endergonic reactions and coupled reactions. So the first reaction that I have here is showing glucose C6H12O6 plus 6 oxygen will yield 6 carbon dioxide, 6 water, and a lot of ATP. We're not going to worry about numbers right now. We'll just know that it's a lot. And if you want to see that in a drawn out form, I did this to give you a visual of what's happening. You're taking this 6 carbon glucose, which is well organized, plus these 6 oxygen here, oxygen gas, they're floating around, and then breaking down those carbons, the carbons at every bend, right, in the glucose is a carbon, so breaking them off, here they are, okay, and every time you break them off, some energy is released, and water, and the carbons become carbon dioxide when you break them off, and then you get a lot of ATP from that reaction. So we broke something down and got energy out of it. What kind of a reaction is that? We broke glucose down and got energy out of it. Is that exergonic or endergonic? It is exergonic. Okay, not ender. All right. So then we go down to the next one here. This is showing photosynthesis, actually. So you take 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water. You know that plants take in carbon dioxide from the environment, and you also have to water them, right? And they need the sun to do this. And they're able to make sugar, C6H12O6, and we also know that plants make oxygen for us. So if you want to see that in the picture form, here's the 6 CO2 and 6 water. Notice how that's a whole bunch of molecules, somewhat disorganized. Their carbon dioxide are in the air, water's in the ground, sunlight in the sky, somewhat disorganized. We're going to take those molecules and organize them into glucose. Organize them into glucose, and then also going to have a byproduct of oxygen. And we had to put energy in via the sun. So we're putting energy in, and we're getting a more organized product. Is this exergonic or endergonic? It is endergonic. Okay. All right, so now let's look at coupling these reactions, or coupling a reaction, not these reactions. Okay, so here's an example of a coupled reaction. I drew something like this in class. I'm showing you how an animal cell might use glucose to make a protein. Okay, so here we have the picture showing the recyclable nature of ATP. We're going to start over here with glucose. So the glucose has been digested or processed by the animal, brought into the cell. It's going to be used, the energy from glucose, the bonds between the carbons of glucose, is going to be used to recycle ADP. Okay, it's going to take ADP and phosphate. PI just means inorganic phosphate. It's going to take ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and it's going to add that phosphate back on to make it the adenosine triphosphate. So when you do that, when you break down glucose, you get, just like in the previous picture, you're going to get carbon dioxide and water. You're going to get 6 of each of those. Okay? And you're going to get a lot of ATP. Right? So remember, we put the glucose in, which was a complex structure. We got a lot of less complex reactants came out of it, and we got energy. That's our exergonic reaction. Okay, so we got energy out of it. We got energy out for a reason, because we need energy to do stuff. So here we have a whole bunch of amino acids floating around. We need to build a protein out of those amino acids. So we need ATP to do that. So the ATP is actually used to bind, to help make the peptide bonds that bind the amino acids. And that is an endergonic reaction. Okay? So we took less organized reactants and we have a more organized product. We had to put energy into the reaction. It is endergonic. So that's how an example of a coupled reaction, coupling ATP production to ATP usage. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.